All right, welcome back to the Potomac Curling Club. Glitter Bombspiel, this is draw 8. We are just about to get underway on sheets A and D. We've got some A event semi-final games going on, so very important games there. On B and C, we've got I think a B event and a C event game. We're going to be covering all the sheets, so stay tuned. We will keep you up to date with all the action as we get underway. Glad to have you with us. All right, so let's start the action over on sheet C here. We've got Unicorn Farts against Curl, so confusing. Nice draw coming in there. Yellow, they're hard to tell if they're shot or not. Looks like they just made shots still. Very, very long guards. There'll be plenty of room to get around that if required. Early days yet, but so trying to decide on the course of action. Then it looks like they're just going to draw freeze to their own on the right-hand side in the open. This looks like it's coming up a bit light. It's just going to be a corner guard, which isn't so bad. So red does have the hammer in his first stand here on C, so getting a corner up is a good option. So now, Tiash is going to decide what to do here. The guard is very long. I don't hate throwing a second one. Now I'm thinking about just going all the way around now. So just going to draw, try and get a better rock in the house than the current one. Not taking a ton of ice here, so we'll see what happens. In the previous draw, we saw a lot of overcurls. Let's see what it's like this draw. And Sweepers on that one. I think they might tap their own shot stone, which is fine. I think they might need to for weight here, just to get the weight off of it, but so just a little tap and roll. It's not bad. Should be accessible though, but sitting 1 and 2 right now. A little bit dangerous to leave that yellow there, so I think they'll make a play on it. Because they're 1 and 2, you want to do something about this as well. So yeah, going after it. It's wide open, definitely there. Some precision required. And, wow, plenty of weight thrown. A little bit outside. I think this is all over the high guards. So just going to make the peel. And yep. And does also remove their own corner. But does it stick around in the house? Yes, it does. So not a bad outcome. Even though yellow's sitting 1-2 right now, still plenty of stones to go. 2 reds hanging around. Could be a little dangerous. So calling for guard on the shot rock, keeping it simple. So guard incoming, and not touching it yet. Line is pretty good. It's going to come up as like pretty high guard, just like a 2. Does cover the rock pretty well. So now, the decision to be made. You could peel the guard. You could try and go at the shot rock with soft weight. The guard is pretty high, so I think that's there. Thinking about making a play on the top yellow. Meanwhile, we check in over on B. We see red just making a hit and roll there, and is now 6-4. So good early running there. Pearl's gone wild. Still, a nice pocket to freeze down to for Yas guards, and that's what they're going to try and do. We'll keep an eye on that. And back on C, takeout attempt not successful. So things are shaping up pretty nicely here for Unicorns without the hammer. And going to guard their other stone now and really take away a lot of the options. So content with 2 right now, just want to guard it up. And I like that. If you're throwing guards, usually you're in a good position. This one is a little heavy. I think that's not going to stop as a guard, so they're trying to turn it into a draw. Going to go behind their own. Looks like actually a very nice draw. So not a bad change of plan there to sit 3 instead, but does leave a double. But pressure's on early for curl, so confusing. Need to make a good one here. So over on A and D, we have our A event semifinal games. So we'll keep a close eye on what's happening there. Quickly looking at sheet D, we've got come across the face, throwing yellow against Queens of LSDei. works on multiple levels. And a great draw just thrown there by come across the face to back 4. Not quite frozen, almost frozen. Undercover. Might be possible to pick it out. Not very easy. So that, a really important shot there because Queens of LSD were sitting 4 until then. So going for the run instead here, Queens of LSD. But it's going to jam, so I guess they're resigned to losing the back red, which is fine. Playing a longer game. And just want to make sure they can score. They have the hammer in this opening end. So they just want to make sure they don't end up with no shot. I think they're just going to end up, yeah, do make a run. Does stick around for shot though, but no backing anymore. Meanwhile, back on sheet C, hit and roll over for curl, so confusing. Doesn't remove any stones, but does get the red in for, looks like second shot. And still leaving the Unicorn's shot, so I think TH just saying she wants another guard. Not really too concerned about red being second. But a little bit of risk here. You know, if you imagine if curl's so confusing, doubles those other 2 yellows, suddenly there's 4 reds in the rings and only 1 lonely yellow that is very vulnerable. So you have to be a little careful. Line and weight looking pretty good here for this guard, though. We'll be happy with that. Very nice shot. So yeah, I think we're going to see the double here from curl so confusing. Don't think you can make a triple out of it. You have to hit the top one pretty thin to make a triple. But it's not too far away. So a little danger here.
Yep, sweep.
Sweep called on straight away.
Hard. It's looking good. Keep going. We're on the guard. Keep going.
They're on the guard, so just gonna peel that off and tick one of the reds and roll out. So basically just a peel. And now we're down to the skip stones on C. So while they decide what to do, let's take a look at B, sheet B, where we still have a whole lot of red. Looks like red's sitting 5 currently. And with red about to throw, so a pretty tough situation for Jaskard. Looks like Jaskard does have the hammer, but he's going to be up against it here. So I'm expecting something like a top 8 centerline-ish rock, maybe just biting top 8. It's probably what they're looking for here, just to take everything away. Don't want to be deep. That's the only thing you can't do. And I think it might be deep, so that's going to be a problem. Now just creating a bigger pocket here for the draw, so it's not quite what they wanted, so a bit of a chance to get out of jail here with the draw for Jaskard. Anything that stops higher there makes it so much more difficult. And here comes the draw for the Jaskard with the hammer. Needs to make it. Calling for the curl. This one's got a lot of weight. They are going to hit the back, but they're going to roll off, I think. Are they going to? Well, maybe they got it. Maybe they got it for shot. I think they did. So that will be a relief. So that is going to be 1 yellow up against it in the first end there. no problem. So let's go back to sheet C, where things have developed. Looks like one and two for yellow right now. But is there a double? There is. And I think that's going to be the plan. It might actually be triple here. And then all of a sudden, a whole lot of red. So let's take a close eye on this one. Here comes it. Plenty of weight thrown. Got to move 3 rocks. It's pretty close. And that is a great shot. Doesn't quite make the full triple, but makes the double. And suddenly, things are looking very scary. If you are throwing the yellow stones, you are shot, but red is 2, 3, and 4. So not wasting any time, calling for the draw. Just want to get another one in there. Take away the chance of a big score. Throwing the guard is very risky, so I like this call. Even if you're full 8 somewhere, takes away the chance for a 4. But you'd love to bite the 4-foot here. So this is TF's last rock here without the hammer. And looks very light. It's not going to get there. So big trouble now. Chance for a score of 4. Meanwhile, over on sheet D, Queens of LSDei scored 3 in the opener. So good start for them. On sheet A, they're still wrapping up the first end. Their rock is coming up light for chicks with brooms. And they are still sitting 1, but they're not done yet. There's the hammer still to come on sheet A. Moody Mermaids have a chance for a flat double for 2. Looking at a couple of runs also. But let's go back to sheet C because the hammer is about to come in here and a chance for a big score. Just need to make some solid contact on the anywhere high side on the red. Even nose is probably okay. Over curling though, but will he get the yellow the other way? Yes. But doesn't stick it for 4, but gets 3. So still a good shot, still a good result. Score of 3. And so we're just looking at sheet A as they wrap up the first end. And it looks like they have settled on the flat double for 2. Have to throw this pretty hard. And control. Someone said control, so we'll see if that's enough. Looks close. Yeah, just didn't throw it. Yeah, it needed a lot of weight to move the second red. Hit it a little too thick. So that will be a steal of 1 for the chicks with brooms. And all 4 games are now in the second end. take another look on sheet B. See how that game is going. We saw in the first end a lot of pressure was put on Jaskard, but they made the single against 5. So good shot, but we see in the second end 2 reds under corner guard, and Girls Gone Wild about to make takeout attempt on another yellow to sit 3. So continuing to put pressure on. And this looks pretty good as it comes in. Should curl up at the end. Doesn't quite curl up at the end enough to stick around, but makes the takeout. So still in a good position. And Jaskard's going to try to draw underneath the red that's top 12, which is not an easy shot. It's very easy to just chip off that top red and be wide open. Sweepers are on this for line, and not sure if it's going to get by the red. I don't think it is. Maybe no. And yeah, I guess what I just said, it just happened. So they did chip off the red. It's just a tough shot. Drawing underneath a rock is in the house already. So chance to hit and flop over under the guard again and sit 3 for Girls Gone Wild. Wasting no time in going for that. Good-looking takeout coming in. Not going to get the inside roll, but that's all right. Roll away, sit 3. Very good shot. Controlling this end very well. And not a lot of great options for Jaskard. So they're going to try just make the hit and roll. Try and roll close to those other 2 reds. Make things a little more difficult. So this one just hanging out there, not going to make contact, goes straight by. And now, you're spoiled for choice in a way. If your Girls Gone Wild, sitting in such a good position, what do? So you could play the tap on your own. Let's set top 8, you could tap that up, you could draw the wing. You almost don't want to give them anything else to work. So while they make a decision there, we're going to check in on sheet C again. And we see that we've got a center guard and a red in the top 8 underneath it. So Also Confusing are in a good position. They might consider throwing another guard, but they're only top 8, so there is room for the Unicorns to outcount. So that's the question. Do you try to go top 4? Do you just cut off a draw path? So back on B, they did play the tap, didn't quite get the straight back angle, so the shot rock is exposed on the in the forefoot. So on C, they did end up throwing another guard just to kind of cover off the draw. That's a nice shot, a very usable stone as well. So I like that. So Tiash going for the double peel here. Just trying to open things up. But not a lot of offense being generated yet for them. So it looks like they're lining up for the takeout on sheet B here. So shot stone is available. And here we go. So need a good one here. Pretty difficult to roll underneath, but not impossible. Not a ton of weight on this. This is very light. Don't think they're going to make the take it. They're going to just tap up the red into the back four area. So that's, and that yellow doesn't outcount any of the reds, so not a great outcome. Now, I think what I like is draw top 8 splitting center line, Christmas tree a little bit, and then it's a very tough situation for Yasgard. So even if you just tuck a piece of your red underneath that yellow, that's a really great spot. So trouble brewing here in a second for Yasgard. So let's check in on sheet A. Chicks with Brooms took a steal in the first end, and they are sitting buried in the second end here, so a peel attempt coming in for Moody Mermaid. 3 red guards out front, so looking for a double peel here. There is a yellow at the back 12 that might come into play if this ever opens up, but unfortunately not anymore. The peel flashed and took out the yellow. I did think the shooter did hang on there, but not what they needed. So it's going to be very hard to access the red now, and Chicks with Brooms are going to put more pressure on to try and draw another one and recover. So definitely on the front foot. Let's go back to sheet B because Kyle Snyder is about to throw his first, and I do believe they're going to try roughly what I described. You want center line, top 8 would be great. And you make it very difficult for your opponents to access any of your rocks. Tolerance here is probably a little light. Don't want to be heavy. This looks pretty good for line. The question is, does it have the weight? Looks very good. This is going to be a lovely shot. He's going to come right down, but that's a really good spot. Center line. You won't be able to see all of that from the hack, so trouble here for Yasgard. Without the hammer, only 1 rock remaining, and currently looking at 5 reds. Got to do something. Limit the damage. If you could give up 2 here, you'd be very happy. So you could tap your yellow. That's in the top 12. That's available. And if you could tap it into the 4-foot, that would be great. But even if you tap it to the 8-foot, you've taken away 2 of the reds. So they're still deliberating, because, and I see why, because it's not a very palatable situation. I think they've probably settled on the tap, for lack of a better option. So, meanwhile, on sheet D, the hammer is all that remains. So we will keep a close eye on that. Meanwhile, a really nice run double was just made on C here by Unicorn Farts. Great shot. Now it's an empty house. Well, actually not an empty house, sorry. There is a yellow there on the 12 foot, so that's really good turnaround. But still a nice open draw available for Curl So Confusing. Plenty of room. All right, so on B, their last Yellowstone is coming in. They're actually going after the shot rocks, but just going to roll off and not remove either of them. So rolls to fourth shot wide open, so a chance for 6 coming here for Curls Gone Wild, and already sitting 3. Even if you lose a shooter here, you score 5, so big trouble for Yaskard, and a great opportunity. So, and I expect them to be close with this. So on sheet D, hammer is incoming. It's a currently sitting 1, hit for 2, hit for 3 maybe if they get the angle just right. I don't think they got the angle quite right, so it will be 2. But a nice shot nonetheless for coming across the face. And they're into the third end. So on B, we've got the hammer being delivered. This one needs to curl. Just needs contact. Just needs contact. And I think he's got contact, so doesn't save, well, it does save the shooter by the expense of another one, but still a score of 5. Good shot, good score, and Curls Gone Wild taking control early on in this game. Meanwhile on C, we've got a draw coming in for Tiash with her first stone. She does have the hammer, and she's got a wide open house to draw to. Love to get something in the top 4. Sweeper's working hard though, not sure this has got the legs. It's going to hit the guard. I don't think they're going to promote into the rings either. Does block the draw a little bit, but not what they needed. So one stone each remaining on C. Meanwhile, same situation on A, 1 stone each remains. Chicks with Brooms sitting in a really good position to steal. All those guards out front. Moody Mermaid missed a few shots this end, missed a couple of peel attempts, and are in a whole bucket of trouble as a result. The only thing you don't want to do here, if you're Chicks with Brooms, is draw deep. You don't want to end up back 4 and give them something to freeze onto. So weight control will be very important here. As we'll just keep an eye on that shot as it's coming now. So last rock for Chicks with Brooms without the hammer. Looking for a draw. Top 8, top 4. That's what they're looking for. Line looks pretty good. Needs to curl a bit. Just don't want to be deep. Don't want to be deep. And that's not deep, so that's okay. That's a good shot. And no way in, really, for Moody Mermaid. What do you do? I think very hard to score. Might just have to limit the damage here. So let's check back on sheet C because only the hammer remains. It looks like Curls so confusing came up light. So here's an interesting one. Is there a chance for a split? And I think there is. So if you throw a draw on the right-hand side of the sheet as we're looking, you can split the yellow on and your shooter, potentially. So I think that's what I'd be trying. You do have to hit it pretty thin to get the shooter to roll on, but it's definitely possible. Well, it looks like they feel like they can make a split, but in a different way with a tap, and then split both of the tap rocks on, which is also there, so I like that. Definitely want to at least get your 2, though, so just make sure you throw enough weight. So we'll keep an eye on this shot. The hammer on sheet C as it comes in. And hammer on A is also about to be thrown. We'll see what happens there. So plenty of weight thrown on A. I don't see a lot of ways to score, so it'll just be limiting the damage, I think. And it's not even going to do that. Or is it? It is going to outcount one of the reds, so pretty good there. Gives up 2. Not sure there was much more you could do there. So back on C, going for the tap. Over curling, but maybe they can still make something work here. I think they will make something work. Yeah, they do. No, yes. I think they did split them both on, and it was a score of 3. What a shot. Yes, I do think that's touching. Great shot by Tiash to tie the game, 3-3. Not sure it's quite how they drew it up, but they had the right idea and made it work. All right, so all our games are in the third end, so let's just have a look at the scores. On sheet A, it's Chicks with Brooms with 3 points against Moody Mermaid, who are yet to score. Curls Gone Wild are leading 5-1 over Yesgard on B. On sheet C, it's 3-3 after that nice split tap there from Tiash. So interesting game shaping out there. And on sheet D, it's 3-2 for Queens of LSDei against Come Across the Face. And as I just look at D, there's currently 3 yellows sitting there, 1, 2, and 3, and are accessible, at least the top one is, so we're going to see Queens of LSDei go after that. Just with a 10, you could hear Josh say maybe, so what that means is like a control-ish weight. 10 is the hog-to-hog time for the shot, so every team has a slightly different calibration, but not a huge takeout weight, just a that's coming in now. It looks pretty good. Gets a slight roll. Nice shot there to regain control of that end. Let's look back in on sheet B. Curls Gone Wild against Yesgard. Big lead so far for Curls Gone Wild. And this rock just coming in for Yesgard. It's going to go straight through, unfortunately. So red sitting 1, yellow is sitting 2nd in the back 8. But Curls Gone Wild not worried about that stone. Just going to draw down behind the corner guard. Don't have the hammer here, but somehow ended up with the corner guard anyway. But really just want to force a single point for Yesgard, or get a steal. But a 4 should be fine. So as long as they sit 2 here, no need to mess with that yellow stone. And weight looks pretty good here. Does need to curl a bit, but looking pretty good. Oh, this is a nice looking draw. It might just go a little deep. No. No, that's a very nice shot. Doesn't fully bury, but it sets up the jam on the yellow at the back. So Carl's gone wild, just looking to throw another one in there, freeze their own. Happy with their, especially if they line them up so that they're on the back yellow. They'll be pretty happy with that. This one looks like it's got a little bit more weight and needs to curl. They're going to end up behind. Might go through the house. Will stop in the back 12. Not quite what they wanted. Close, just a few feet heavy. Let's take a look at sheet C. We've got a couple of guards out front, yellow guards, and there's one yellow in the side of the 12-foot. And curl so confusing, just deciding how they want to play this. You could obviously hit and roll off the shot stone, but they're thinking they're more worried about these guards. Maybe want to peel or replace with one of their own stones. And it looks like they've decided they want to remove one of these yellow guards. Not happy with yellow's control of the front here. Going to make contact here, but I think they're going to push it in, push both yellows into the house, which is unfortunate. And none of those yellows are very threatening, but it's the kind of end where you suddenly end up drawing against 4 and you wonder what happened. So Unicorn's just calling for another guard here. I think they're happy to just control the front. Something just to the right of center line I think would be good. Kind of be annoying for a draw. Sweeper's not touching this one yet. I think it might be a little too much weight. Yeah, they're still kind of jogging after this one, so I think that's, it really needs to hit the brakes. Which it will at the back of the 8-foot, so it's not too bad. It's never too bad when you're sipping 4. But I think you will see red just draw, maybe freeze to that one, or draw under the yellow's top 12. Draw on the left-hand side. It's quite a lot of cover there. So let's look at sheet B again as things have developed. Still red sitting 2, and Kyle is drawing to secure that, either sit a third point or just guard. I think they wanted it to stop high in the house. It needs to hit the brakes for that though, and it will. So that stops us in a good spot. Top 8, sitting 3. Trouble again here for Jaskar, just not a lot of great options. You could make a double, then you're still, but you roll out with the double, so you could draw underneath everything. It's possible. You leave the red run, unfortunately. Could play the yellow run. But probably that the red just jams anyway. So they decided on a draw. So in this case, you kind of want to go back for create some separation between the red that's top 8 and your own yellow. Make the run a little harder. Well, I'm joined in the commentary box by a special guest, Judy Rackison.
Hello. Okay, here we go.
Hello.
I am taking a break from the kitchen, so I thought I would join you and drink a beer.
Wow, that sounds like a lovely way to spend some time, at least the drinking beer part. I don't know about hanging out with me part. Welcome to the commentary box, Judy. We have some games in action. So on sheets A and D, we have A event semifinals, so we're keeping an eye on those. But here on sheet B, we've got Curls Gone Wild against Jaskar. Curls Gone Wild just made a draw to grab a piece of the forefoot and get shot, but looks like there's a short run available for.
Jaskar is shot over on B.
That's right.
Not Curls Gone Wild.
That's right. But it looks like Curls Gone Wild has short run to take that away. We'll see if that's what they decide to do. Then they'd end up sitting 3. That's what they're looking at. So you could just go after the Riel directly, but you don't see all of it.
Risk of jamming in the back, too.
Exactly. So I'd like to run better. I agree with this call. Anything high side on the red, and you've got it. So even nose is probably good enough.
There's still a risk of jamming in that one rock that's back there, but there's a lot more open.
Yeah, I think the angle is such that it will go past it. So
Yeah.
I think that's.
Yeah, you'd have to hit it really thin to not go past it.
That's right. So I think that's not a concern for Kyle. So we'll keep an eye on that as he gets ready to throw. This is his last rock, but he does not have the hammer, so we'd love to be sitting 3 after this.
The draw would still be there for
Yeah, you'd leave the draw.
Jaskar, but, you know, drawing against.
Yeah, 5-1 down, drawing against 3. It's not where you want to be, so. Okay, here comes Kyle's rock. They're sweeping. I think they've got it pretty good here. This is looking great. And that is a nice shot.
Rolled out, so.
Yep.
3, not 4.
So
I
sitting
think,
3.
Yeah, I think the yellow in the back is out counting.
Yeah, I agree, Judy. But nothing really left to do here except make the draw again. Good news is they just threw it, so they should be close again. Here it comes. This is the hammer in the third end for Yes Guard, needing full 4, drawing against 3. And it needs to curl.
Yeah, it seems like it's got a lot of weight. I think they're trying to hit the one in the back.
Well, that would be something. It might go in between. So
Oh, no, that's wrong.
looks like it hung around for a second shot. So
Okay.
not bad. We'll give up a steal of 1 there. So that means Curl's gone wild. Take a 6-1 lead after 3 and are in control of that game. So why don't we take a look at sheet C. So over on C, we've got a lot of yellows here. And still plenty of room to draw here if that's the plan. I'm wondering if they're actually lining up a hit and roll here. Yeah, they are, based on the weight being thrown. So Curl's so confusing. Trying a hit and roll, but Sweet called out immediately. So not happy with this line. Are they going to flash everything?
Yeah.
Oh, just.
Jeez.
Oh.
And the one in the back. Wow.
Almost got really lucky there and almost jammed it at the back, but rolls off.
Okay. I got rid of 2, though. That's
Yeah, got rid of 2, but
still yellow is sitting 4.
lots of yellow here, and I'm sure a draw underneath is coming here. So,
I think it's Skips Rocks now.
yeah, now we're on to Skip Rocks. And Curl's so confusing, we'll have the hammer because the Unicorns got a score of 3 in the last end with a great split from Tiash on her last rock. So, topsy-turvy game so far on C. Meanwhile, on sheet D, there was a score of 1 for Come Across the Face in the third end. So that's tied up now at 3-3. Sheet A still playing the third end. And we'll keep an eye on that. And again, Chicks with Brooms are in a good position. Sitting 2, well guarded. So struggles for Moody Mermaid. Can't get anything going yet in that game. Let's go back to sheet C as we go through the skip stones. So here is Tiash with her first. Called the sweep on. I think it's tight for line. But they're holding it pretty well. Will they get it by? It's going to be close. It just didn't really have the weight. Well, I think they gave up on that a little early. I think that was fine. I think they could have swept that a little more to curl it afterwards.
Yeah, and get it in. I mean, they're blocking the draw path a bit.
Yeah, it's still a good spot. I think they could have got that an extra foot or so.
I mean, maybe she was trying to guard.
Possibly, yeah. Maybe the
And so
plan was just
the
guard
plan
all
was to
along.
block up the draw path there for Cross and confusing.
Yeah,
So that's why they left it high.
still in a good spot. I think
Yeah.
we're going to definitely see Carl So Confusing hit the front here because they want to make sure that they
And they're
score.
trying to double the 2 near the center line, maybe.
That's possible. I think perhaps they do the straight back double.
I mean, Unicorn Farts would still be sitting 3 even if they pulled that off.
That's true. So it's not a great situation.
I mean, the draw's still there. It's harder to get around that 1 in the 8.
Might be aiming for the shot stone directly. You could make the hit and roll. That's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, it's hard to get to nose even with the rock right in front of it.
Yeah, I don't think you can see all of it, Judy. I think that's right. So you're going to roll away anyway.
So you could roll under the guard on the right, but then you're more out, not the guard, the 12 on the right, more exposed.
Yeah, absolutely. Try and use it as a guard. Why not? Let's see.
But I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's see. Pretty precise shot required here. Need to hit at least half a rock and roll over. Want to stick around. Looks like they're going to hit the front. Where is the shooter going to go?
It's going to roll out.
Might stick around. Just does, but still at least.
It's still fifth rock.
It's fifth shot, exactly. So that's not a factor.
Sixth shot, pardon me.
That's right.
Hard to count that high.
All right, so calling the guard here was the first call here. Just guard the shot rock. And I think at this point, that's absolutely fine. Just guard it up.
Yeah, just guard the shot zone. Yeah, nice two guard is what she's pointing at.
And I think the hammer is incoming on sheet A, so we'll just take a look at that. Looking for some kind of angle raise here. Nothing much else to do. And what is going to happen? Not sure they got the right angle on that. Nope. And that is going to be another steal of 2 for Chicks with Brooms, and they are firmly in control of that game at the moment. All right, so we're expecting the 2 guard, Judy, was it?
Yes.
All right.
Guard up that shot stone because Wilson is using his hammer.
Yeah, and then you don't really want to be red after this, do you? I think to draw against
6,
five.
Yeah.
That is, still need to make this well. Line looks good. Needs to curl a bit.
Curl over, yeah.
I think it will, though. I think this is going to be very nice. That's a really nice guard.
Even if it's a little over to the right, I mean, that's covering more of the draw pad. That's fine.
Absolutely, because the other yellow kind of blocks access to shot rock as well. So
that's actually great.
Just
could have even been like half a rock further to the right. Well, you don't want to open a port.
No, I agree. I think you had a little bit more room there. That's true. But that's a really nice guard. So nothing to do but draw here.
I mean, they could hit and roll here off the yellow in the right of the 12 foot.
Oh, on the 12 foot?
Yeah, you might jam on the shot stone, but then you're kind of getting them down to 1.
It's possible.
But that doesn't look like what they're doing. It looks like they're calling the draw.
Yeah, you've got the full 4 foot available. You only need to bite the 4 to get your 1. Even if you're full 12, that cuts them down to 1. So I think this is percentage play. Watch. Well, I say that now, commentator's curse, but this is the way you score. I think everything else you're probably giving up something.
Well, better not to give up 5.
Indeed. These are the kind of shots the skips wish they'd never have to play, but they do. So it's on its way. Let's see. Seem pretty happy with the weight. This is going to overcurl into the guard, though. Oh, no. So that is going to be a steal of lots. 5. Oh, my goodness. I just could not hit the guard there. That is 5 yellow on sheet C for unicorn. Oh, my goodness. They're still taking a look to make sure, but I agree with you, Judy. It looks like 5. A lot of counting, you know. Definitely. Well, we're going to go with 5. And that turns that game completely around to an 8-3 lead for the Unicorn Farts. So we're playing very clean end over on B. Yeah, nothing much going on there right now. And no guards, just one rock in the house, and looks like they're going to flash the other one. The one yeah, this one looks like it's going to just hit and roll over. Okay. But this is going to suit Curl's going wild perfectly with a 6-1 lead. Just that's why they're keeping it clean. Hit everything. They're in control of this game. So the tightest game we have is over on sheet D, where it's 3-3. Queens of LSDei against Come Across the Face. So we'll keep a close eye on that one. That is our A event semifinal. Right now, there's only 1 yellow in the house that is about to be removed with a successful shot, hopefully. And we'll actually clip the guard there so the yellow remains. And so over on, let's go back to sheet B, which is our other feature. So we do have 2 reds in there. And calling for the freeze. Yes, guard. no choice, really. Have
Yeah.
to try and generate something. Use the red rocks. They are behind the T line, so
You can freeze right in that little pocket between them.
absolutely.
Well, I should perhaps head back to the kitchen. But good job, Andy. You are both operating and commentating all by yourself.
Well, it's nothing compared to the work you guys are doing in the kitchen, so we really appreciate all that and all the delicious
Thank
food
you.
that is being made.
Yeah, I mean, dinner is in full swing. I made an enormous cake that will come out later.
Well, we look forward to
so
that.
If you are watching and you're thinking about stopping by for dinner, you should, because it's all very good.
Spoiler alert, I have previewed the cake, and I can confirm that it's amazing.
Thank
so
you. Well,
we look forward to that.
you did a lot of dishes to contribute. So.
Well, thanks, Judy. Special guest star stopping by in the
All
commentary
right,
box.
maybe I'll stop by later if things get slow.
Absolutely. Always welcome here.
All right, see ya.
So the freeze did come up a little light there, so it's just in the top 12 wide open. So they're just going to take it out. Girls going wild, just in control. Just doing all the takeouts, not really missing anything. So not really giving any opportunities at the moment. So on sheet C, a nice draw in from Unicorn Farts, who are now leading 8-3 and have 2 great rocks in the house now. We'll see what Curl So Confusing decides to do, because they need to score points. But they have no guards to play right now. So but those rocks are so good, you don't really want to leave them there. So Kyle made the hit perfectly on sheet B, so 6-3. Into skip stones there. So we'll keep an eye on that. All right, so on C, they did separate those 2 yellows, get rid of one of the yellows, and the red shooter rolled to the 12-foot. So Unicorns are going after it. So these takeouts are always tricky out in the 12-foot. You don't throw as much out here. You don't know for sure how much it's going to curl. You're not used to throwing out to a broom that wide, so these are tricky. Let's see how we do. Sweep called on. I think it was a little tight for line. Sweeper's got to go to catch this one. I don't know. They did get a piece. Good sweep there. Lose the shooter, but made the takeout, so they will be happy with that. So freeze attempt coming in on sheet B, but this one looks really light. Sweepers doing their best, but I don't think they're going to get it there. They are going to just tap the red further in. So not looking too good right now for Gasgard. Red lying 3 and a chance to put another one in. So at best, it's going to be a single for yellow, and that's not what they need at this stage of the game, but things can turn around. So on sheet D, the hammer is incoming, and it is a long raise attempt being attempted here by Josh D. Looks like it's against 2. but they only need 8 foot to score. Now, is he playing it with weight, or is he just playing a straight tap? That's the question. It looks like it's straight tap. It's just a long tap. Is the weight there? Weight looks close. No, it's just light. It's not got the weight. Those are always tough. So that will be a steal of 2. And come across the face takes the lead in the A event semifinal. Meanwhile, on sheet B, red is now line 4 after that draw from Kyle. So hammer is coming from Jasgard, and they have nothing but to draw for the single. Just deciding which way to draw. Deciding to come this way, maybe use the backing of the reds. Just got to make sure you throw enough weight. So a draw against 4 is on the way. And it looks pretty good. Going to use that backing. And that's a nice shot. So that's the single for Jasgard to stay in the game. That was really important. But still trailing 6-2. So a lot of work to do as we check in on the other sheets. Sheet A is still playing the 4th end with several rocks still to go. And once again, Chicks with Brooms are controlling this end. Look at those 3 yellows in the back 12. Not helping Moody Mermaids at all, unfortunately. 2 reds in the back 8 and a draw incoming to hopefully go top 4 from the Chicks with Brooms point of view and be in firm control of the end. And yeah, it is coming in. It's going to be really nice here. Just top 8, top 4. Under the guard. That's a really nice shot. So Chicks with Brooms cruise control right now in our other A event semifinal. So we will keep you updated on that. So let's take a look at sheet C, which is still playing the 4th as well. Playing a little slower than the other sheets, so might not get all 8 ends in. There is a timer for these games to make sure we stay roughly on schedule. So I think they might only get 7 ends in. And a completely open house, just 1 yellow in there, and a red takeout incoming. Successful, and the red hangs around, so really nothing much happening. Just trading takeouts right now. And that is going to continue until somebody makes a mistake. Looks like on sheet B, Jasgard decided they had enough and conceded the game. So that game is finished, and that is a win for Corals Gone Wild, 6-2 after 4 ends. They decided to call it quits. Guess they heard the news that the food in the kitchen was so good, they just wanted to get in here and try it out. So there was a miss on sheet C. It's a mistake. Takeout was missed, so now Girls So Confusing was able to draw and sit 2. So that chance for the multiple score, get back in the game. And they are in skipstones now on sheet A with Moody Mermaid with the hammer. Going to throw there first, trying to decide what to do. There's 3 reds in there. As we wait on sheet C, we wait for Tiash to play her first rock, looking for the takeout. And these clean ends are always a little tricky, because only one mistake and you have nothing to hide behind, no get out of jails, so could still give up a few points here, if not careful. And a sweep called on straight away, so not happy with the line on this. But they are holding it well. I think they're going to make it just fine. If anything, I think they can stop sweeping, but that's a good shot. So no problem for Tiash, and that was an important shot there. So big weight coming on sheet A here. First skipstone for Moody Mermaid, trying to move some of this granite, and will get 1, but leaves 2 reds in there. Still, a lot of the yellows clustering around, so the Chicks with Brooms do have to be pretty careful here that they don't allow a double for a bundle. I think the good news is the double jams on the back yellows, so there's not really a way to get both the reds out. I don't think you can get to enough of the top red to make the double the other way. But nonetheless, their plan will be to just sit 3, and then there's no problem. They don't mind giving up a single. In fact, that would be great. So meanwhile, there's a hit and roll out on C, leaving only 1 red in there. So I think we will see a takeout attempt, and then we might see a blank, depending on what Girls So Confusing tries to do. So last rock for the Chicks with Brooms is coming in without the hammer. Just want to get full 8. Touching 8 is fine. Just don't want to set up a triple somehow, but they're not going to do that. That's a pretty good spot. Don't know if you can nose that and be shot. I don't think you can, so that's a nice spot. Gonna have to make a double just to score or draw the 4-foot straight. So really good rock positioning. There's no triple. All those yellows, I think, don't matter, unfortunately. So let's back in on C. We're looking for Tiash looking for the takeout again and overcooked the sweep. Actually, under curled. They were called to sweep early, but didn't even connect. So jumped it a little bit. And that leaves an open draw for 2 for Girls So Confusing. Easiest shot in curling. So we will follow that. Just needs the paint for 2 points. Okay, last rock, here it comes. Sweepers are happy. Just keeping it going. There definitely doesn't need help. In fact, needs to stop. I don't think it will. I think that is going to go straight through, and that is a missed opportunity. And that is just the single. That means it is going to be an 8-4 lead for the Unicorns after 4 ends. So much deliberation on sheet A, and they've decided to play some weights, a lot of weights, but I think for sure the shooter is going to roll out, so I don't know what's going to happen here. And it's going to be a steal of 2. I'm not sure what the plan was, but it is a steal of 2, and it's going to be 7-0. And we have handshakes on sheet A. So Shakes with Brooms goes forward to the A event finals. Moody Mermaid drops down. So that is our first A event finalist decided. So we only have 2 games remaining. Which is, we've got Curl So Confusing against the Unicorn Farts on C, and we've got Queens of LSDei against Come Across the Face on sheet D. So let's have a look at sheet D. We've got a red right on the button, 2 yellows surrounding it, and a lot of guards. So I think we might see an attempt to tap the red back off the button by Come Across the Face, who is about to throw. We're on skip stones in the 5th ends. So this one really, on D really needs to curl, isn't going to make it, so it's just going to go past. Question is, how do you score 2 if you are Queens of LSDei? Not a lot of room. You could draw on the other side and get full 4. And I think that is the plan. Yep, looks like they already decided that's what they were going to do. No need to deliberate now. Meanwhile, we have a long guard thrown on sheet C. Center guard, it's just like a 1.5. And Curls So Confusing are going to go straight around. Kind of the wrong way around. It should have been red that threw the center guard, not yellow, so not sure exactly what happened there. But these things happen. Probably they were just trying to go in the house but came up lights. And this one also coming up light, but as a corner, also kind of the wrong way around. So, and it looks like we might have a peel of shame for the Unicorns not liking that center guard at all and deciding to remove it. So. So self-peel attempt here. Of course, you're allowed to remove your own guards at any time. It's only your opponent's guards you can't move. And makes contact well enough to move it right off to the side of the sheet. So good peel. Just didn't want that in the center line. Not helping them at all. So good recognition there from TS to know that rock just wasn't helping them. So we've got a corner for Curl So Confusing, even though they don't have the hammer. Still, I think you either draw around it or you could throw the center of your own. They're deciding to go around now. And that one is going to sail through the house. Just too much weight there and nothing they can do. So it's a race to draw into the corner right now on sheet C. So over on D, The last rock for come across the face is coming in from Jimmy Fallon. I think looking for the tap on the yellow onto red. Not sure if he has enough weight to make it, but he is going to shrink the scoring area. Yeah, not going to make the tap. So, hard to get 2 point. You can just get there. There is room if you draw and touch your red that's on the button. You'll be counting second. So that's going to be the shot for Josh with the hammer on D momentarily. We will keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, the draw attempt is coming in on C. Looks a little heavy. I think it's going to stick around in the back 12, but not very dangerous stone. In fact, pops out the other side a little bit of the guard, so. But isn't really hurting. So good try there. Let's watch this draw coming in on sheet D for Josh. Has to touch a piece of the button to get the second point. Was pretty close on his first one, so should be close again. Trying to make it curl. It's just not curling enough. It's not going to get there. Weight was close, but just not enough curl, and it will be a single point there. And that is a close game. A 1 point game. It's going to be 5-4 as they start the sixth end. That one might go the distance. Meanwhile, a nice draw here on C. Getting shot stone under that corner. Still see about half of it, probably from the hack. Yeah, the thrower just confirming that they see half. So probably worth a chase. If you take the guard, that's okay. Sweeper's called on. If you take the guard off here, it's okay. So Sweeper's backed off of it. Looks pretty good. This is really nice. Just don't want to jam it in the back. And they don't. Really well managed shot. Very, very good. Made that look easy. Which it was not. So sitting 2. Not too many threats this end. So a good position for the Unicorns this end. And curls so confusing. Are going to have to generate something here if they want to steal. And they only have, well, they're only on Vice Stones, so there's still time. So they're opting to draw around the guard on the outside. Ignore the 2 yellows to try and put some pressure on. Trailing by 4, need to do something. And definitely playing a bit slower than the other sheets, so I don't think they're going to get 8 ends in, so they need to close that deficit faster. Sheet D is already playing the 6th. So, draw attempt coming in. They're looking to freeze down to the back, or even just, even if you're not frozen, as long as you're under the guard, it's a nice position. And the sweepers are on this the whole way, and it just doesn't have the weight. It's going to be a guard, a high guard. Yeah, just not there for weight, so. So, Tiash opting for the center guard, which is okay, but you just don't want to give your opponent something to work with. That's the only scary thing with this shot. If you ever throw the center and then they manage to come underneath everything, you have helped them. But keeping it simple, they're sitting 2. Just want to guard the shot stone. But I think you might see Curl So Confusing try the same shot again. And then if they ever get there, you're in trouble. This one, pretty good. Maybe over curling a touch. Yeah, they're covering about half of the shot stone. And yeah, I think we see Curl So Confusing. They're just going to try again with this draw. Now, if they make it, it's harder to access. So that's a double-edged center guard that was thrown there. Okay, a bit more weight required. Let's see if they get closer this time. Definitely looked like more. Needs to curl. Needs to curl. And it's just going to clunk the wide yellow guards. Definitely threw a lot more weight there. Maybe a little too much. So now I would really like to see a tap on the yellow. Angle tap would be nice. Straight tap is okay. Tiash thinking, I'm just going to guard this draw path, which is also okay. The only thing I wouldn't want to do here is stagger my guards. So as long as I leave this to the right of center line, I'm happy. But if you ever accidentally stagger them, then that could be a problem. So have to be alert for that. Not heavy. Not heavy. I don't know if it's gonna get over, but it's gonna be very high. And well, they're not staggered. That's a very long. Now I think the time, if you're red, is to draw the forefoot under the long guards. Which that long guard is just not great for unicorn farts in the end because you just create more space for your opponents to hide something. I think they intended it to be much tighter at the rings, of course, and that would have been a much better spot to be in. So setting up for the wide draw here. So we are down to the skip rocks now on C. Draw attempt is coming for Curl So Confusing. Trying to get under everything. Back 4 is okay here. Back 8 is okay, really. Just want to be buried. Sweepers like it for weight, but it's way out there for line. No, it's light as well. Just light and didn't curl enough, so that's just blocking the draw path. So you could go for a really wide draw around it. You just want to be careful not to hit it. So you have to take a very wide line. They think there's room to actually go in between the red and the yellow, which there is. I like that. If you don't do it, they will, so. Going for the draw. You might go through the port and end up tapping yours, but that's fine. In fact, that's great. And that red that was just thrown is really a problem for Curl So Confusing because that blocks their draw path, is their escape from this end. So a good shot here could set up a game-winning advantage. Just don't promote the red. That's the only thing you don't want to do. And I think the line is pretty good. Is it a little too much weight, though? I think it is. Yeah, it's too much weight. Does get through the port, but it's going to go straight through. Didn't do any harm, but missed a chance to improve the situation. Still, quite a tricky house here for Girls So Confusing. What do you do here? Very tough to draw. You could try that same port, but with the draw weight, you're quite likely to hit the yellow that's on the center line. It's hard to get by that. So while they're deciding, let's take a quick look at sheet D, where it's a close game in our A event semifinal. It is currently come across the face sitting. It definitely 1, 2, and 3, and 4 are all very close. Looks like they might be sitting 3, and no easy way in here for Queens of LSDei. So looking at a run to open things up a bit, or just appeal, just very difficult. Not quite controlling this end as they would have wanted, I think. So without the hammer as well, so a really good position for coming across the face to be in right now. All right, so we have the draw incoming on sheet C, but this one is got too much speed and is going to go through the house. So it's Unicorn Fart sitting 2 already, and looking at maybe a 3rd point if they could just make a draw. Could try and throw the same shot just through, just a little less weight. Just don't want to risk hitting that red guard. So as long as you play it tight for line, you are fine. Honestly, even if you threw it away, you'll be fine. But that's a little too defensive. Let's go for the 3rd point. There's a pretty big draw port there. So I think we'll see a very similar shot to our previous one, just needs to throw a little bit less. Just need to get in the rings. And I think Girls So Confusing are contemplating whether they want to continue the game or not. I think that will depend on the outcome of this shot.
Yes, yes, yes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sarah?
This one needs to curl. Line's getting better. No, it is going to hit the. Is it going to hit the red? Oh, I think they got away with it. It's going to go in, and that is going to be 3. A score of 3. Just a slight tick. Got it in the house for 3. And that is an 11-4 lead. And we will see if they decide to throw them back. I think they might, just because why not? But that's a very big deficit to overcome with only time for 2 ends left. So Unicorn Farts in control. Back on sheet D. It's good position for yellow. We're still sitting, looks like 3. Just need to guard up their position, and looking good to score a couple of points. So they're still deciding what the shot should be on sheet D. Seems like it's fairly self-explanatory, but they are taking their time nonetheless. And it's going to be a center guard. They're going to leave a run, a red run for Queens of LSD, but can't take away everything. Here's Jimmy Fallon delivering. And needs to curl a bit. Getting better for line. I think this is going to end up in a pretty good spot. Maybe it does leave a port there. It might, but is it a useful port? Maybe not. So Josh D deciding very quickly just to go for the draw. He's thinking, I want to force a single here. I don't need to score, but if I could force him, that's fine. Plenty of room on that side to draw. I don't think you can get shot very easily. All right, so they're going to go for the draw here, looking to force this end. Well, that would be a great result if they could force a single here. Tricky draw. If you can bite the forefoot, you'll be second shot. And then with all those guards out front, it's going to be difficult to get a second point or come across the face. So just one good shot required here to bail the team out of this end and stay in the game. If this is not made, then trouble. Now they're sweeping it for a line, and they are going to hit the guards at the front. So only have 3 players, so it's tougher on the sweeping, harder to make those shots because you have one less person, and wrecked on the guards. So now kind of trouble there. So let's go back to sheet C, where Unicorn Forest are throwing their yellows in the house and saying to Curl, so confusing, what are you going to do? You need to deal with these stones. At some point, we are happy to just sit a bundle. There is one corner guard that can be used, so a chance to get some points back, but running out of time. Need a nice hit and roll. You don't even have to remove many of these yellows. If you can move them to the back of the house, that's fine. Needs to curl. It's starting to curl up now. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. Actually doesn't remove any of the yellows, but that's okay because you might want to use them. But it is wide open, so I think we'll just see a straight takeout attempt here. Just avoid the jam in the back. Remove the reds, simple game plan. And anything on the high side should be okay here. So that was a big shot over on D, leading to a score of 4 come across the face. Tapped out the only red that was in there, and that does mean handshakes. Queens of LSD conceded the game, and that means we have our other A finalist, which has come across the face, scoring, I think it looked like 4 in that end, and that means game over for Queens of LSD. They drop out of the A event. Good run for them, but wasn't to be today. So we only have one game remaining, and that is our game on sheet C, with a big lead for Unicorn Farts against Curl So Confusing, and a lot of yellow in there. Takeout was made successfully, and needs something to happen here for curl so confusing. Really need this shooter to stick around. This one is curling. It might hit the guard. It is going to hit the guard, and that is not what they need. Needs to stick around. Will they make the cheeky freeze? No, not quite. Does stick around in the 12-foot, but takes their only guard off. Bad news there. And Tiash thinking about the guard. Don't think that's really necessary, but she sees I'm sitting 3. I'm just going to win this game conventionally, where you have to do something. So keeping it simple. She's thinking there's no need to hit that red. I'm sitting 3 already. I think the tolerance here is to throw it in instead of having it as a high guard. So if this goes in the house, that's okay. And it looks like it might. Yeah, it's going to come into the house. But that's okay. You're sitting 4. That is fine. Now, curls so confusing. You're going to have to use some of these yellows. Going to have to make a freeze. Hope for some help. Get a few points. Need to score probably at least 3 here to keep the game going. Because it's only going to be time for one more end. So, ended up throwing a guard, try and make something happen. Not sure if the guard was intentional or the freeze just came up short, but could be something to use. But now, Tiash calling for her own guard, just saying, look, I've got so many in the house here. You don't have enough rocks left to get rid of them all. I'm just going to guard this up and steal. Oh, this one is way outside, though. Needs to curl a lot. Starting to go now. Needs to keep curling. They're trying to push it over. And they're going to guard their rock on the side, but I don't think that's not quite what they wanted. So I think another freeze attempt is going to be imminent. And needs a little bit more weight this time on the freeze. Let's see how it goes. Needs to get past the guard. It's close. It is going to miss the guard, I think. Just, yep. Doesn't have the right weight, though. It is going to make contact. Does create quite a bit of separation, so I think we'll just see them try to take that out. It should be wide open from the hack, so you can throw any weight you like at this. Looks like they're aiming for a softer weight. Just push it back. Don't need any heroics. Down to skip stones here, so you don't mind if they score 1 or 2, that's just fine. Don't want them to score 3 or 4. So here is Tiash going to attempt take out on the red, just push it back, throwing a relatively soft weight, like a hack to board weight. Sweepers are on it. That one does not look heavy. That does not look heavy, but they need to go for line. That is not going to get there. Just not enough weight. Maybe it was a straight draw attempt, but that one's not going to help them. So chance to get another one in there. Get a couple of reds in. Maybe set up a three-pointer and keep this game alive.